and some of the expectations for today. Linda, good morning.
Good morning indeed, Iman. This is in fact a high risk, or a facility that keeps high risk and dangerous criminals that Vusimuzi Cat Matlala is kept in. And we know some of the high profile inmates that have been in that particular facility include Rodovan Krecha, Vusi Keke, Thabo Bester is in there, and some of the accused in the Senzo Mewa murder trial are some of the people that are kept in that particular facility. So the Correctional Services has had to make special and important security measures to ensure the smooth running of the work of the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee. But what we're experiencing right now are the ripple effects of the July 6th briefing by KZN top cop Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, making those explosive allegations of infiltration in the criminal justice system. And there's been a lot of arguments that some of the politicians allegedly linked to these criminal syndicates should in fact be joining those that are in that particular facility. But I want to bring in Singabakho Nxumalo from Correctional Services, who will talk to us about what they're currently doing at the moment. Singabakho, thank you so much for your time. I see there's already a lot of traffic going into Kgosi Mampuru, and this would mean that you've had to properly plan, right? I want us to talk about that this morning. There will be a lot of interest because South Africans are really interested in what Cat Matlala has to say.
Very good morning. Indeed, we had to undertake a planning process. We're very meticulous in that. We stated it even yesterday that in all the events or activities we've had, all of them are incident-free. What we needed to do for this week is to ensure that, one, our operations are not disrupted by having the ad hoc committee sitting here. Hence, as you can see, people are coming in, to start with their duties. Others are going home. Others will be coming in for the sitting of the ad hoc committee. So as a department, we've worked through all of that. As you can see, no one is even blocking the main road. So thus far, I think everything is going according to the plan. And I think what we had yesterday gave us a practical run in terms of putting everything into practice. So we're very happy as a department.
Vusimuzi Cat Matlala's lawyers raising issues of prison conditions, and it's not the first time that we hear inmates complain about the CMAX prison, particularly because of the manner in which it is structured. It's solitary confinement. Some say you shouldn't be staying there for a very long time. We've seen in courts others arguing that staying longer than the prescribed time actually impacts on their mental health. They're only allowed 1 hour out to exercise. Could there be merit to what Vusimuzi Matlala's lawyers are claiming?
I'm yet to hear an inmate who will say it's nice in prison. An inmate who will say, I enjoy being in prison. So I wouldn't want to dwell much on the type of allegations that are reported to have been made in that specific letter. I guess it was directed to Parliament and they will deal with it. But as Correctional Services, we conduct our business as per the Correctional Services Act.
We know that after those explosive allegations were made by Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, Cat Matlala was in fact found with a phone. Do you have a report in terms of what could have been found in that phone? And was there any action taken regarding that?
That specific mobile phone was handed over to the police. And I think if you follow various commissions, others have started detailing in terms of what has been, what the information, I think, downloaded from that specific mobile phone. Yeah. It is not for us to talk on it. I guess relevant authorities are able to then dwell much on that.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to find out here is if there has been any action taken against him, because we know contrabands are not allowed in that facility. So is there any action that has been taken against him with regards to that?
That investigation is ongoing because it's important for us to understand, one, how did that mobile phone manage to find its way inside of our correctional facility, who brought in that phone, but also even the remand detainee must also account. As you correctly put it, it's an illegal item, so it's not a matter that can be left unattended.
We've spoken to some of our sources, right, and they're telling us that so far he's been one of the most well-behaved inmates and very quiet.
I wouldn't want, again, to dwell much on that. We treat all offenders the same. We attend to their complaints and requests. And when they behave well, it works in everybody's favor, because it means, therefore, our operations will run smoothly. Our officials are able to conduct their business as per the code of conduct, and offenders are also able to participate in various programs, but also respond positively to the programs that we render.
Let's also talk about consultations. We know that that particular facility has specific times in which inmates can make calls to their legal representatives. If I'm not sure, you give them 2 calls per month to their legal representatives. How were those arrangements made? You know, did you have to make special measures so that he's able to consult properly with his legal team?
That area is often blown out of context. Ask any lawyer will tell you that they are able to liaise with heads of centers. They are able to work out arrangements in terms of when they can come and then do consultations. At no point a legal representative will be denied access, but it's a matter of making, like to book, so that you are able to then roster people accordingly, because it's limited space, so, and it has to be used by also other legal representatives. So as a department, we are always strict on that, in saying that make those arrangements with heads of centers, utilize the time that is allocated to you, and if you need more time, are able to engage with them, and they're able to see how best they can assist you. But it is within the law that everyone incarcerated, if that person requires services of a lawyer, those must be available to that person.
And ultimately, we know that you're just a mere host, right? This is the work of the ad hoc committee, but I'm sure it has put in so much pressure on you as a facility or as a department.
Fortunately enough, we've had a number of activities hosted here at Vusimuzi. I'll give you a typical example. Yesterday, the ad hoc committee raised the issue of screens, which was not part of the service that initially they required. We're able to respond to that within minutes, because we have them available on site, which then demonstrates our flexibilities, but also the capacity that we have as a department.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Singabakho Nxumalo, the spokesperson of the Department of Correctional Services, they're talking to us about some of the plans that they've had to make in order to accommodate the work of the ad hoc committee, but touching on some important aspects that would make the work of the ad hoc committee run smoothly. Issues of consultation, saying that lawyers are able to get in touch with the head of centers in order to arrange for consultations. So Vusimuzi Cat Matlala would have also had that privilege to sit down with his lawyers, go through what would be required of him today, as he will, of course, be taking the stand in this ad hoc committee, investigating or probing allegations of infiltration in the criminal justice system. Like he says, they are the host and are on standby to provide any support. But ultimately, this is the work of the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee. They are used to hosting portfolio committees who come on oversight visits to check, if the work of the department is still running smoothly amid obviously concerns of overcrowding in our prison facilities. But this is one of the major facilities in Gauteng that has a number of centers. Not only is the CMAX prison the maximum security facility, they also have another one which is a bit of a lower grade than CMAX, which is called BMAX. They have the normal facilities for inmates, but of course also there's female section in this facility. So they run a very big operation in terms of managing inmates. And Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, because of the nature of course, the allegations that he's involved in, is at the maximum security, the highest in this particular facility in terms of security levels. And if you go back a couple of years ago, when Justice Minister Ronald Lamola was still, during his tenure, he did indicate that some of the, revamps that had to take place in that CMAX facility was to ensure that security is tight. It followed the 2006 prison break of high-profile inmate Ananias Mate. So they've had to really tighten those security measures. And in this particular occasion, they've had to make way for this operation to take place and for the ad hoc committee to work properly, managing routes in which he will use to get into that particular sitting, but also managing some of the finer details, which include, how he will consume his food. We know that even if you go to court, the inmates that come from this facility would eat at a particular time and a particular dietary requirement. So they've had to break it down to that particular level in terms of this operation and how it will run.